privilege and pleasure to be standing here today. And has anybody seen the film Pretty Woman? Yeah. Yeah, sadly I don't have a smile on my head. So in case I forget to tell you later, I had a really good time today. It's a privilege really to be standing to be able to launch the holiday meals, the holiday gap, filling the holiday gap guide. But I first of all wanted to read you a statement from Sharon Hodgson, the chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group in School Food last year. Because actually it should be Sharon that should be standing here, so I would try to do a northern accent, but I don't think I would do it justice. So this is her statement to you today. Friends, firstly I want to apologise for not being with you due to parliamentary duties at this first ever national conference on school holiday hunger, and I wish you all the best on this important day. As chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for School Food in the last Parliament, it was my privilege to support those with an interest and deep passion for providing children in our schools with a healthy and nutritious meal. And I know many of you here today have been important contributors to the work of the APPG. During the last 5 years, we have enjoyed hearing from a range of speakers, including government ministers, young people, Ofsted, representatives from the sporting world, farming world, and industry, Scotland, and even Professor Donald Bundy from the World Bank. We have investigated and discussed school food quality, cost, curriculum, monitoring, marketing, and published papers on various issues, including holiday hunger, whilst also working with the School Food Plan on its publication and subsequent implementation. All of this work and lobbying led to the rollout of universal infant free school meals in England and in Scotland, and I can say that the School Food All-Party Parliamentary Group has been one of the busiest and most influential APPGs I have chaired, and I hope it will continue its important work in the new Parliament. Throughout the last Parliament, there was a clear rise in food bank usage, which was exacerbated during non-term time, when the families of children on free school meals often struggled to provide for their children, not just in terms of food, but in access to many other services delivered during the school day. Today you will hear from some of those projects who help to alleviate the problem of child holiday hunger in our communities and can take their best practice and apply it to your own organisations. Based on the work of the APPG and the struggle seen in our communities, the APPG decided to set up the Holiday Hunger Task Group after another all-party parliamentary group led by Frank Field MP investigated hunger in the UK, the United Kingdom, and highlighted hunger at school as part of its 74 recommendations for government and the third sector. The premise of the task group has been to develop simple guidelines for those wishing to support children who may experience non-term time hunger, and I am delighted that the task group have produced such an important set of guidance and have received support from right across the children, food and nutrition sectors, along with colleagues in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. The most important and central theme of this guidance is that the holiday meals in the UK should be aligned to learning, play and fun to help improve educational outcomes. These set of guidelines are not imposed and have grown out of an infrastructure and the resources we already see, including holiday programmes and venues and expertise. And I hope that ministers and key policymakers will listen to these proposals. I hope that today is an inspiring day and that you can help in pushing this important issue of child holiday hunger further up the political agenda. And as we begin to reconstitute the APP for school food in this Parliament, I will do my utmost to keep this topic at the forefront of all political discussions that we have here in Parliament. So, thanks to Sharon for that one. I think it's this one. And some of the folk on this photo won't know that I'm putting this photograph up, but these are just some of the folk on the all-party parliamentary group on hunger task. There was 19 different people and 16 different organisations that helped draw them up. And we also spoke to colleagues in Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland when we were drawing them up. And it was a labour of love. We began in December last year, for those of you that are here from the task group. And I can't thank you enough for the effort that you put into bringing these to fruition. So it was great to see. I'd like to thank the policy leads as well and the professional colleagues who really supported this. And all the different organisations that are already working, and many organisations in the UK are already working, tackling child holiday hunger. But we need to do more than that. And we need policy and we need funding to support. I think this is a collaborative effort. Because under the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child, children have a right to food. And we must never forget that, ever. So I want to just quickly show you the website. Rachel, maybe you can show me that. The website address is www.fillingtheholidayGap.co.uk. So I just want to, it's live now. You'll see there's an infographic as well, and these are the 10 principles that we came up with, the 10 Ps, we could call them 10 commandments, but they're the 10 Ps, really, really simple principles. And if we run through them, we wanted to say to people why your organisation wanted to deliver holiday meals. So they're really simple. They need to be simple enough for a small faith-based group to use them or a large corporate to use them. And they had to be generic enough to be used right across the UK in whatever circumstance that might be. You need to consider the people that would be working in your organisation, how you plan it, the partnerships that are in it as well. I'll just go down. It's a lovely, simple website that's there. The policies. How does your holiday meal programme fit in with existing policies and practice within? And some of the workshops that you have to do, we'll talk about that too. The premises, where you will deliver. And when I was fortunate enough to be with Dr. Wilson in America, I saw holiday meals delivered in fire stations, libraries, skate parks, schools. And schools are one of the key areas that can help deliver holiday meals. We have spent billions of pounds of public money on shoring up and making our school meal service probably the best in the world. We have 13 weeks a year when our schools are empty, where we have libraries, playgrounds, kitchens, a skilled staff that could help support and really, really close that poverty gap, if not just in one element, food, then in lots of other, we can raise children's aspirations. For me, it's just the one thing that I think we could really do that will help with child poverty. So premises are important. The preparation. How will your project be delivered? Who's going to help you deliver that project? And who can be involved in it? And there's a wealth of organisations already involved in that, and you'll hear that from some of the projects. I'm really proud that East Renfrewshire are here today. Sorry, I've got Scotland in the brain this morning. East Renfrewshire are here today because they're one of the first projects that I saw, I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago in Scotland, doing some great work around that. And I'm very proud actually that Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland folk are here today too. The provision, what kind of provision is it? Is it 1 day a week? Is it 5 days a week? Is it weekend? So the provision is that, is it lunch? Is it breakfast? Is it supper? So there's masses of ways that you can think about it. What kind of food are you going to be serving? Are you going to serve hot? Are you cold? Is it sandwich provision? Where will it come from? So all the things that you need to think about in your holiday meal provision. And probably one of the most important is how you're going to measure the impact of what you're doing. Every time I spoke to ministers, they said, show us the evidence that we need to do this. I'm not sure how much more evidence we need to know that there are hungry children in this country, but we need to monitor impact. If we are going to start projects and do things, we need to measure and benchmark, and we need to show that something is making a difference to the lives of the children in our country. We cannot ask the next generation to be global citizens and care for others unless we care for them. And I'm really pleased that we also have them in Gaelic and in Welsh. So I hope that eventually the website will have a lot more versions and things. And we do intend to add lots of different websites and stuff to it. And in amongst the downloadable, very easy guide are loads of websites from England, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland to give you some sort of pointers as to where you can go to find sort of policy and voluntary sector help as well. So that was really just a sort of download. We wanted them to be voluntary. They're not strategy, they're voluntary. We wanted them to be really simple. We wanted them to apply to any and all sectors, which I hope they've done. So I'd be really interested to hear your feedback today as to what you think. And also we want to know how you can support us in this. I'll move on to the next slide. I'm not very technically savvy, I'm afraid. We wanted to think about what your priorities are going to be for this and how we can help to support, move this forward as well. And how we can reach the children that we do. We do believe that reaching children in their own communities and through their community support is the best way to do that. So please, over lunchtime, speak to our young roving reporters, and thank you, students, for all your help today. I really appreciate that. I'll talk to you at the end, but I also, it's a great privilege for me to hand over to Alison from the Child Poverty Action Group, who's going to talk to you a little bit about child poverty and what it means. And thank you all so much for coming today. It's a great privilege to be here, to be amongst you. Hampton.